Well, hey there, everyone. I hope you are having a lovely whatever day this comes out on. Probably today, actually, so it should be Friday if you're watching this today, and if you're not, well, I hope you're having a good day, anyways. Uh, this is Elden Ring. Most people are probably at least somewhat familiar with it. I'll try to explain the game as I go, but I have a decently long relationship with Dark Souls. And Souls-like games. I started playing Dark Souls, I think, in high school. I want to say around 2013, something like that. And it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me, and I wasn't enjoying myself at all. Did not enjoy it on console. But then I watched a playthrough by Plump Helmet Punk, a lovely individual over on the YouTubes, and I really enjoyed his playthrough, and it gave me enough info to kind of understand the game and understand what I needed to do. And then the burden of entry was so much lower. Now, as a result of that, I was really able to get into that game, and I probably spent over 1,000 hours in Dark Souls 1. I probably spent a few hundred hours in Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. That game was a little... I have critiques of that game, but it's a good game. Dark Souls 3, I have maybe 500-600 hours in. Not much in Sekiro. This is going to be a sin. People are going to probably throw pies at my face right now, but I did not care for Sekiro. The combat was excellent. The visuals were excellent. The music was great. I did not care for the lack of customization. That's really it. I just like to be able to dress up a character more. And that's about it. But, you know, it's a great game. I've got about maybe a couple hundred hours in this game. So this one is definitely unfamiliar to me in many ways. And by the way, I have the music turned way down. I'm actually going to go back. I'll turn it up. Because really, I just don't want the music. The menu music is very loud. But once you get into this screen, you're fine. Now, this is the first video I've released under the new channel name. I did change that today, upon the date of this recording, and reason being that the old name, I made it like 10 years ago, maybe more than 10 years ago, when I was like 18 or like 19. 10 years ago, I would have been 20 at the time. Anyways, there's just something I find a little bit cringe about it these days, so I just changed it to something that just felt a little more fitting for me. So if that's confusing, still the same person, just different. So honestly, I haven't given a lot of consideration to who I'm playing here, which class I want to do. Let's look at attributes a little bit. And items. So we have our deprived class. Was that what they were called in Dark Souls? Deprived? I want to say. Now, the point of the Wretch in this game, as it's so called, is that you're at level 1, but you have a completely flat point distribution. Now, I'm not totally sure if you get more points total for being deprived versus here. I mean, you look at this guy, he's level 10. I'm not going to do the math on this. I want to say in my brain that 3, 5, 7. I mean, it's similar. You might get slightly more points out of this, and you start at level 1, so it's cheaper. Your level ups are cheaper, your first few. So, you know, it's really nice and flat. And you can see, like in this case, for this dude, he has like 6 faith. Like, that's really bad faith. You're not going to be able to do anything with faith if you want to. Point investments later on get more and more and more expensive, so you have to kind of care about this stuff a little bit, but you can still shape a character however you want. So it's also very important to have a character that has equipment or starts with a spell or a bow or something that you're wanting. The equipment does matter. with that in mind, I tend to go for the knight class here, the vagabond, quite a lot, because he has decent stats in the physical stats, and I'm not a majory character. I might spec into faith. 9 starting faith is not horrible. If we compare it to the Confessor here at 14 and the Prophet at 16. But you look at just about everyone else on this list, and just about everyone else has lower faith, besides perhaps the Deprived. So I'm going to go for the Vagabond class. It's just nice to have, like, decent starting armor at the beginning of the game. That's hard for me to argue with. Jeez, did I think of a character? Oops. Can I fit that? Lordra? That's not Lordran. Whatever. Lordran, of course, the land between the land from Dark Souls. As far as origin, of course, you can change your class over here if you changed your mind. This is just your appearance stuff. Keepsake is your starting item, known as a starting gift in Dark Souls. We're going to go with a golden seed. Golden seed gives you an extra charge of your healing flask. Kind of a big deal. So getting one of those early is just very nice. Extra healing from an early time. It's crazy. Of course, you're limited by how effective this is in the sense that your charges are not efficient at the beginning. They don't heal as much at the beginning of the game. You gotta upgrade that too. I'm gonna load some favorites here. I have some people already. I tend to make these super ethereal, weird characters. I like them though. They're fun. This one looks like a spider person. Do like this dude. But I'm gonna go with a femme knight. Knight of femininity. There she is there. We'll probably take that helmet off. I don't need the helmet. It's just holding me back. And, folks, I'm gonna skip the opening cutscene. I just don't. I've seen it before. It's long and it does not have moving pictures. It does not have that whole thing called like 3D animation that we have in the modern era that I'm doing right now. It's crazy, right? I don't know. One criticism I have of Elden Ring is I appreciate that the artwork in the concept art that is in the opening cutscene is cool. That's fine. I'm cool with that. It's just I miss the 3D cinematics from the Souls games. It just felt like, it just seems like a little, you know, like cheap in comparison. But of course you walk out here and you're like, whoa, hey yo. One thing I noticed that is a little strange is I'm not seeing bloodstains. Am I connected to the internet? I'm not seeing the things left by other players. Bear with me. One moment. Well, I restarted my game just to be safe. I guess I'm just not connected to anyone yet. I don't know. Sometimes you'll start seeing stains pop up right here. Used to be the case when I would boot the game, I'd see a lot of bloodstains inside of this chapel. Bloodstains are items on the ground you can interact with. They are literally a bloodstain on the ground, and if you click them, you can see the last few moments of a character's life. So to start you out in the illustrious game of Elden Ring, people would, essentially, they would come over here, especially like by this person over here, and find a weapon that can stab themselves and stab themselves with it, and that would be, you just see like dozens of bloodstains of people stabbing themselves. Last time I launched a campaign, the fad had changed, and now the fad was bloodstains of people jumping off the cliff over here, which was also pretty solid. I gotta say, the fact that I don't see a single message does concern me. Bear with me another moment, please. All right, we are back in business. I had to toggle launch the game offline, then launch the game online again. I don't ever recall that before, but here we go. We can see all of our friendly messages. I suppose the reason the Vogue has changed with where the bloodstains go inside the chapel. I guess you can't kill yourself in the chapel anymore. That's a good soundbite. Time for Elden Ring. Hell yeah. The messages that players leave you, the goofy crap they do, really adds so much to this experience in this game. Really stupid messages, you know, time for Elden Ring. Like, yeah, you're right. Let's watch this guy presumably go run off the cliff. Yep, there he goes. Goodbye. How about you? Yep. Goodbye. Well, this is all like the same dude. or at least I'm getting the same. There we go. These do all seem to be new characters for the most part. It used to be you'd see more advanced characters. Don't give up, required ahead. Indeed. One of the fundamental philosophies of Dark Souls and Elden Ring is that death is part of the game, and that one of the big points, especially about that is the Erd Tree. One of the big points of Dark Souls is about like this cycle of despair and getting caught in despair, and really the way you win is by conquering that and not allowing yourself to be dragged down into the depths like the crestfallen knight at the, you know, essentially the opening of each game. Praise the message and then good luck. Therefore try a ranged battle. I guess I don't think you have enough arrows in any starting character to kill this enemy at range. I don't think so. Could be wrong. Oh, believe it or not, I'm actually getting frame drops here. One moment. Let me disable my OBS preview. That's probably what's causing it. It's pretty unbelievable for me to get under 60 frames in a game that's locked to 60 frames on a 3090. Oh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, okay. Yes, I know what the equipment menu is. I'm taking off the helmet, and I'm taking off the halberd you start with. That way we can mid-roll speeds, more iframes on that, longer distance. It is better. It is better. Most characters are going to mid-roll in this game. Of course, in Dark Souls 1, you would actually get more iframes. You'd get more dodge frames whenever you would roll if you were fast-rolling with low equipment load. In this game, that is not the case. You just move further, which in my mind kind of nerfs the fast roll. But, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. I've rolled with characters that are not allowed to have armor, or, you know, good armor. So this fight is, at least for the average player who is not Jesus, which is not me, by the way, it's pretty much unwinnable. You have no way to heal, and he has certainly much more health than you do. Hopefully the game balance is okay. It might be a little loud compared to me. We'll see. So what I'm doing here kind of goes hand in hand with that philosophy of accepting death, in that I'm not throwing attacks here. Dark Souls, and especially Elden Ring, punishes you for greed and punishes you for panicking. What you want to do is understand the range of your opponent, understand their attacks, watch their patterns, move out of the way, dodge, block. You know, I don't need to get hit. I don't need to get greedy. I can take this fight and go for 10 minutes and, you know, just bop them and bop them and bop them and bop them. Now, is that realistic that you're going to hold that level of rigor and discipline through a whole fight? Not really, not really. The whole point is that these bosses will pressure you and stuff. Now we do have a shield that has 100% physical block to start with, which is very nice, but this guy is basically designed to break my shield. Let's see, he likes to do a jump after that, right? One thing to note if you're not new to the game is when you hold up your shield, your stamina does not recharge quickly anymore, so you want to drop it every time you stop blocking. Of course, if you mess up, you will get hit. Another thing to keep in mind is roll catching. A lot of bosses in this game. A lot of enemies are designed to catch you panicking and rolling away. Elden Ring is much harsher about this, in my opinion, than, like, say, Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3. This game will mess you up if you rely on rolling too much. Whew. Oh, that was foolish of me, attacking into a great shield with a one-handed weapon. So, I've hit him once. Oh, he got me. So when I take one more hit here, a cutscene will play. Whoa, cutscenes. If you wonder what the baseline story of this game is, I'm not an expert. I'm not even gonna try to explain it. I'm not qualified. These games are complicated. There's a lot of lore. That sounds quite loud. I might need to turn it down after this video. Apologies if my voice is being competed with. My voice is also a little bit rough today. But I had to get something out there. I needs must. Eat it. Eat it.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on her side. We found her here after all. One of her kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring.
Indeed. Let me play. Alright, Cave of Knowledge. That's the tutorial for babies. We're not babies. Not yet. 58 frames. I did a test recording of this just the other day and it was fine. My settings have probably been messed around with. This game I've not found that it runs the best. I do have settings probably maxed though. Perhaps foolishly. There's some like PvP multiplayer items to do multiplayer with. We're probably not going to engage too much with multiplayer just yet. The very first thing you need to do when you load into your game and get through the doors is talk to this dude outside. And then we're going to need to go rest at a bonfire. I'm going to call them bonfires throughout this whole game because of Dark Souls. They're checkpoints that you rest at. When you die, you go back to them. When you go back to them, all the enemies in the area, except bosses and certain special enemies, will respawn. There you go, there's your rundown. And they're called Sites of Grace. In this game, I'm going to call them bonfires because I'm used to the terminology. Yes, I know what a map is.
Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
I'm gonna skip through this guy's dialogue except for him telling us that we ain't got no bitches.
You may also it will lead you, even if it Grace is the castle, the home. It's a castle if you.
Okay. You do have to exhaust this guy's dialogue, or he will not move, and we do want him to move because we want to pursue his quest line. And if we pursue his quest line, he will grant us access to the most illustrious of level farming areas. Perhaps the most obscene level farming in any Souls game. You can easily go to like level 200. Or past. In fact, I probably won't make use of it. I don't really need to. It is kind of fun to power level sometimes in some games, but meh. I do actually want to fight the enemy bosses. So this guy is kind of a trap. Like, he's right in front of your face. He's on the path. Like, you're looking at this little ruin over here thinking, yeah, maybe I should go over there. And this guy's, you know, directly in your face. You can't beat him. I mean, maybe you can, but you're probably not watching this video if you can, if I'm being honest. You're probably watching more skilled people than me. I don't know. That guy's way over leveled for what we can do. And he's kind of a lesson. It's almost like it gives you two lessons. Dark Souls will tell you, and Souls-like games will tell you pretty early on, most often, that, hey, if you attack something that looks way, way more powerful than you... Whoa, that caused a frame drop, what? Way more powerful than you, well, you'll lose. Shocking, I know. The purveyor of fine goods, we're completely broke. We will want to buy a torch from him laters. Did we rest here already? Or did we just light it? Or was I not paying attention? I might have not been paying attention. Okay. So we do want to run up this road over here, and we do want to get our horsey. We got to rest at the bonfire at like 11 o'clock there. Can't see it through the trees, but I know where it is. It's nice that this one-handed attack has a stab. Whoops, mutual strike. Ooh, Lord Sworn straight sword. Is that better? And it's also quality. It's got like 5 more damage. Is it also a stab animation? Yeah, sure. Okay. I'll take it. Wait, is it much more heavy? No, it's exactly the same weight. Cool. It's just a tiny little bit more fancy. Death ahead. Not really. Not unless you're bad. Although me getting hit by like the first real enemy in the game is kind of rough. Bolts, kukris, worthless. Could backstab you, but I don't care. Can do heavy attacks. Hold down right trigger. Rawa fruit. This is a Stake of America right here. It lets you respawn in an area instead of using a bonfire. It doesn't have like you can't rest at it and level up and stuff, but it's convenient. It saves you the jog. You know, big complaint in Souls games is that like when you die at a boss, you have to like run back 1,000,000 miles. This game mostly eliminates that, at least for like the open world areas especially, and some of the big dungeons too. Oh, did I forget how to kick in this game? I think I did. It doesn't seem to be flick plus forward. That's what it used to be, is like a left stick flick plus forward. Did I actually forget this? Backstep. Is it a skill these days? Is that what it is? Revealing my ignorance here. I don't remember. Whatever. I don't need kicks. I was never good at using them in Dark Souls 1 anyways. We need to kill this dude. He has a trumpet. I don't want him to wake up the whole camp and have them attack me, so just barrel through him real quick. Get the map of Limgrave, so now I can actually see everything. It's trying to give me a tutorial while a guy is walking towards me in real time. Don't do that, game. Oh, I missed. Come on. Does this have a parry? It does. But I doubt I'll be able to get a good parry off. Let me try. Oh. Okay, well played. Oh, too late. Okay. I also should have changed my flasks out and used my golden seed. I forgot. Too early. Too late. Too late. It's a partial parry. No. Too early again. You can see our armor here really helps though. I mean, I'm not really worried. Rolling certainly feels easier to me than parrying. Okay, can't accept any more attacks now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this game has the riposte with the shield. Okay, I forgot about that. That is about as... It's certainly easier to pull off than parrying, I'll say that. Cutscene, that same chick shows up again and tells us that she can be
I am afraid.
our maiden.
Turning runes into to aid you.
Basically plays the same role as the what is it? The jeez. There's a maiden like this in Dark Souls 2. And you have to level up using her. So she gives us the Spectral Steed Whistle. Lets us have a Ghost Horse. Whoops. No, not memorize spells. Flasks add charge. Allocate flash charges. Yes, I know. 5. I wonder if I could turn off the tutorials. I don't need them. And we got maybe like 5 minutes left in this recording, so we will use that time. Oh my god. Games like tutorials. Tutorials. No, seriously, can I turn? Is there a setting? Stop. I know how to play. I don't remember everything, but I know how to play. Anyways, so we want to go down the road here and cross the bridge and then go a little ways, then take a right, and we're going to come to the foot of a minor Erd tree. That is the, oh, we can't see the Big Daddy Erd tree from here, it looks like, or maybe it's just the lighting. Oh, might as well stop at the bonfire. In fact, let me rest here first. You can see they're all coming after me. So now they're all going to respawn, reset. While I'm thinking about it, let's go in and change something. Apologies. Is it that I just have like shadows super high? I do. That's probably the whole issue with my frames. Don't turn shadows to maximum, folks. Your GPU will cry. I want to peek up here. Get these little flowers. These can be crafted into items that will let you engage in jolly cooperation. So, you notice I'm not fighting things here in this action RPG.
Help us out, Cully.
Yeah, I guess. Let's go trigger this just so that we have it dealt with.
What'd you go and do that for?
Invisible swords ahead. Time for attacking. Try rolling. No, I'm gonna hit him.
Oh, yes. I remember. Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just breaking the spell, weren't you? Thank you. The name's Bok. I was pushed out of the cave. Told not to come back. Then I ended up as a tree.
How does that happen?
Lucky.
Explain yourself.
Oh, when they threw me out of the cave, they took everything I owned, and so this is all I have to express my thanks. Or I couldn't, then I'd be of some...
Sneak back into the cave. Anywho, what I was saying was that this game pretty much consists of two major elements, which is why I'm not engaging in combat, and those two major elements are, at their base level, the open world and legacy dungeons. So, we're in the open world right now. Really, you don't have to fight a whole lot in the open world. A lot of it's optional, and you can run past a lot of it. And in fact, it's usually profitable to run past a lot of this stuff. I think I turned right too early. I might be getting turned around though. At any rate, the enemy rewards for killing most enemies is not really worth much. You don't get a lot. They can just be very underwhelming. There can be very tough enemies, especially as you get to a higher level. There can be very tough enemies that are just brutal to fight, and yet they don't really give you great rewards. And that's something that I've always had a mild complaint about in this game. I do have this in my opinion is an excellent game. This has some decent visuals. I do find the art style a little washed out, but it has some cool visuals, some interesting verticality and level design to it for the first big open world attempt from Software. I think it does quite a lot. for really mixing up the Souls formula. Does quite a lot. Appreciate it for that. Has some excellent combat, some really cool bosses, really interesting enemies, and the power fantasy for the player while still balancing with some difficult fights here and there, letting me use cool abilities and stuff. Definitely prevalent. I'm not really using the efficient pathway here. I think my goal is around the next map, but I could be mistaken. It's been a while. Let me get this map fragment though. What I'm actually going for is the Church of America and the Flask of Physique, and then the first tree that has the items for that Flask of... Is it Flask of Physic? Whatever. I like Flask of Physique, it sounds better. It's like somewhere around here. I could follow the road. There is a road that leads like right to it. We're like right on top of it. Yeah, there it is. Which means we passed the Church of America, which was right there. We just kind of ran away from it, I think. So that's what I just picked up are some upgrades. I guess upgrades? Is that what you would call them? I don't know. The Flask of Physique, which I'm about to pick up, is... how do I put this? It's like a supplementary heal flask, except it can have different effects, and I can apply different effects to it based on those items I just picked up. And there's different varieties. So I can temporarily boost my stamina, I can enhance my charge attacks, and I think at one point I'll be able to put like 2 effects at once, or maybe I already can. Wow, I do feel rusty. I do feel rusty. There's a Sacred Tear that'll upgrade our heal flask efficiency. Always important. Increase amount recharged by flask. Good stuff. Talk to Melina. Yeah, she has some lore to give us. So, we will pick up restore half of total HP and boost stamina. So we'll use this as our first heal from now on, unless we need to heal fast, because I think the flask has a slower animation. Let me remove the mana flask. We don't need a mana flask. We're not mages. I think the animation for the flask is just a little bit slower, so I want to keep that in mind. Now, I guess before I close out the video, I could close it right here, but like I'd like to go fight something, so...
This way, Tarnish.
She wants to talk to us.
have a
Yeah.
Pleasure I am the wit. I'd heard tend upon the talk, thou art possessed, call forth.
You gotta keep in mind, I've played this a few times.
'Tis a best summon there, the spirit
So she's giving us a spirit bell. It is our... This is actually a cool concept. It's actually a really cool concept. You're able to summon spirits to fight alongside you. It's kind of similar to the mechanic in like Dark Souls, where you can, you know, summon an NPC for certain boss fights, but it's always like another human. These are like enemy types that you can summon and join you to fight, and I think it's a nice, like, you still have some humans that you can summon, and then you can also have like actual like multiplayer people that you summon to help you with bosses and whatnot. But this makes it a little more viable if you're playing offline. Another good example was when my partner and I played Seamless Co-op, which is a mod, and of course that mod takes you, you know, offline, so you can't, you know, you can co-op with the person you're playing with, and that's it. It makes that a little more viable too. Later on, the best one in the game you can get, the best spirit you can get in the game is a it's, what is it called, like a mimic tier, I think, and it literally, you summon it and it turns into you. It's you. It's like with all your gear that you have equipped at that moment, and I think your spells too, which is so cool. Kind of crazy, and they have a fight where you get to fight yourself, which is It's like WWE storylines over here, man. Oop. Yeah, two-handing doesn't net us anything since this weapon doesn't care much about strength bonus. Definitely important to consider that in Souls games, you start off with, you'll see there in the middle it says attribute scaling, strength D, dex D. So it's going to do more damage over time as we raise our strength and dex. However, like when we start out, it's not a big difference. Look at it right now, that plus 14 after the 115 at the top, that's the bonus damage we're getting from strength and dex is 14. Even if we had a lot, DD is not a great scaling bonus, but as the weapon upgrades, its scaling bonus will get better. However, what is most efficient in the early game is, oh yeah, I do need a torch. Oops. Let's go back and get a torch. What's more efficient in the early game is upgrading your weapon rather than upgrading your strength. You should really only upgrade your strength and dex and stuff. Generally speaking, if you need those stats to hold the weapon in your hand. I'm gonna use my smithing table. I don't actually have 2 smithing stones. Oops. Does he sell smithing stones out of curiosity? He does not. There's a merchant in that cave area that I was just going down to, actually, that I believe does. Let's take the shield off. We don't need it. Well, I'll keep it. It's fine. We're still medium equip load with that. By the way, there's no reason to take off my helmet. It's purely for aesthetics, and I think I might even be taking extra damage because of it. And I don't just mean because I have no armor. Like, I think there might be a damage penalty for not wearing clothes, but I could be mistaken about that. Someone tell me in the comments. This isn't a plea for engagement. I'm just not gonna look it up myself. Tell me if you know, please. Thank you. I don't intend to look this up. I'm gonna forget about it as soon as I'm gonna forget about it, honestly, in about a minute and a half, but also whenever the video ends, too. Hey-ya! Get wrecked. Oops. I thought I would do an attack there, and I didn't. Burn! Cool. What's up with this? Cave ahead, good luck. Yeah, there is. Let's see this merchant. I think he might sell, I'm gonna call them Titanite shards. That's what they're called in Dark Souls. These are smithing stones in this game. It does amuse me a lot that in this game there's quite a good deal of like items that are just like one-to-one, you know, from the prior games. Like it's like you know, hey yeah, copy off my homework, but you know, change it a little so that we don't get in trouble. And From Soft went, yeah, I fuck with that, I agree. And that's exactly what they did. I don't think that's entirely fair, but I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I don't mind it. You don't have the right. Oh, you don't have the right. Yes, I do. Pathetic sword ahead. Yeah. Accurate. Bloodstains. Who's dying here? Must leave. You'll end up just like me. Yeah, so this was the cave he was talking about going back to. And the people that threw him out. I'm trying to read the message and not talk to you again. Let there be revenge. Okay. Okay. So let me rest first. And then I need to go to inventory. Oh no. Oh crap. No, I can't craft. Okay. Hang on. I'm not allowed to fast travel because I'm underground. And yet I can teleport to underground. I just can't teleport from underground because blah. This is taking longer than I thought because I keep forgetting about essential items I need. I don't even think I'm going to be able to buy what I need here because I need 300. Well, I did get. Oh, never mind. I have enough.
Well, you're
I'm back. I forgot something. Give me the crafting kit. Thank you. Craft me some finger remedies. So weird. Okay. Where was I? So this makes me a person, a real boy. And then I can touch a summon sign and I can summon another person to join me. That's a real human. I'm gonna check something. There's no like voice chat in this game, right? I'm always paranoid about that. I don't want to talk to people accidentally. It's mortifying. Hello? Real person? Hell yeah. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Boom. Oh yeah, this little cave area is so much easier with a friend. Wanna fight those? I mean, we don't have to. We can go fight the boss. Is that another friendly? Oh, that's the message. Alright, so that one I just summoned is an NPC. Now this does raise the health of the boss. Ah! Okay, I don't need my torch anymore, so I'll take my shield out. That way I can actually block these dudes a little bit. There are two of the bosses. Old Knight Istvan is stuck on the door. Let me take the heat off my teammate. Aggro management, big part of boss fights. When you got teammates. Okay, there's the next enemy. Let's kill these little guys. They do matter. These guys aren't so tough individually, but if they catch you all at the same time together, you do get run through pretty fast. Okay, let me go help. Get off of me. My AI teammate there is not keeping him off me. Now he is. Let's keep the little guys off my teammate. Okay, one down. You notice I'm not locking on most of the time. It's just better to play that way most often, to have control over your camera. Lets you do more on-the-point moves. Oh, nice. Beautiful. 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 Take him out. Thank you. Much appreciated, friend. Hey! Alright, tailoring tools, sewing needle. Fantastic. First boss of the game. Why is it always victory? Still no lover, got no maidens. Praise the revenge. This about? Time for tranquility. Yeah. You know what? I agree. This is a good time for tranquility. We will rest our weary heels here. And I will see you folks on the next video. Cheers, people. Have a good one.